subscribe if you dare.
Hi, kid, and welcome to KidTime Spooky Time. Home of Witch Efficient and her world infamous.
She's singing that song again. If you can call it singing. You said it, sister.
And the closer we get to Halloween, the more we get to hear.
Bad stew.
So I've decided to change the menu.
Bone soup.
Red Bear, Green Bear, what's wrong?
Well, when you said you were going to change the menu, I think we were expecting something better than bone soup. What Green Bear said.
Listen, for Halloween, we have read Witch Efficient's Bat Stew. We've read A Spoonful of Frogs. So bone soup sounded like an improvement.
Man, this Halloween is all trick and no treat. Oh, hey there, little brother. Hey, I'm going to get him a snack, okay?
Good idea, Red Bear. But you and I are going to sample some bone soup. Being nothing more than skin and bone, Finnegan had to live by his wits. He had no family or house to haunt, but he was known across the land for having a ravenous appetite. Ooh. Everyone knew that wherever Finnegan went, he always brought his eating stool, his eating spoon, and his gigantic eating mouth. And he's packing them all right now. One Halloween, Finnegan's travels took him through a barren land.
What a lovely place, he thought. I'm sure I can find a Halloween feast here.
But as Finnegan grew closer to town, a witch passed by who did not look happy to see him. "Happy Hallows Night," he said. "Do you know where the feast is?" And the witch took one look at Finnegan and whoosh, quickly flew away. Huh, strange.
Maybe the witch is shy.
Green Bear, you're in a better mood.
I got him a cookie.
Thanks, Red Bear.
I want another one.
Finish the one you have first. Green Bear, also an eater. Yeah. Back in town, the witch told the beast, "Oh," and then the beast told the zombies, "Rah," and then the zombies told the mummy, "Oh," and before you knew it, the entire town was talking about the impending arrival of Finnegan, the Eater. Wow, they even made a poster about it. "Warning, beware the Eater." You know why? Why, Witch Efficient? Because really, who they want to see is me and my bad stew. Bad stew. Our Finnegan, the Eater, seems to have a reputation, much like Witch Efficient.
Here comes Finnegan.
"We don't need a big mouth like that.
We barely have enough for ourselves.
I've heard he's worse than a plague of locusts."
Who's Finnegan?
Oh, it's a tiny werewolf. Ow! In a panic, the witch booby-trapped her jars of eyeballs. Oh, eyeballs? Oh, no, Dill. You don't want spare witch eyeballs. Oh. You know what? Here's a fresh eyeball just for you. Yay! Okay, so the witch is booby-trapping her jars of eyeballs up in the attic. And here on the main floor, the beast locked his bat wings in a cupboard.
What?
Atticus Finch, I am sure that you're not made a real bat.
Halloween is difficult.
Go have a cookie with Green Bear. And the zombies, they put their frog legs down in the cellar. And the mummy and other town's creatures hid all they had to eat. I have never seen monsters panic over another monster like this. When poor, ever-hungry Finnegan came to town, ooh, he was surprised that it looked empty, but even more surprised that there was no feast. Look at that. Not a soul in sight. Or are those windows glowing with eyeballs? So Finnegan knocked on the witch's door first.
Could you spare a bit of food?
He called out.
I have nothing for you.
The witch shrieked. Next, Finnegan tried the beast's door.
Could you spare some wormy cheese and bread for a simple traveler?
He asked. A simple traveler, the beast said. I know who you are. I have just enough for myself and none to spare. Begone! Whoa. At the third door, Finnegan had barely opened his mouth when the zombies all yelled,
Go away, we've no food for you.
At the mummy's door, the answer was the same. And so he went through the whole town, knocking on doors, knocking on windows, but not a body or a soul had any food for Finnegan. The manners in this town are monstrous. Undaunted, Finnegan collected wood from the forest and built a fire in the middle of the town square. He then filled the town's largest cauldron with water and set it to boil. You can practically see the thought coming into his skull. What is this unusually full-figured skeleton cooking up? After waiting a time, Finnegan ceremoniously opened his cloak. Da-da-da-da! And he took out a magnificent piece of bone, so old that the edges were dry and splintered, and with a toothy grin, he dropped it right into the cauldron. Finnegan stirred the mixture, singing,
Bone soup is what I make. A magic bone is all it takes. Boil it long and add some spice. Bone soup tastes so very nice.
Catchy. But look, he's not alone. It looks like he's caught some attention in town. And one by one, the town's creatures opened their doors and walked towards Finnegan and his fire.
What are you singing about?
What are you boiling?
What a dry old bone.
You can't make soup out of that. Any ghoul knows that as well. Finnegan just smiled.
Well then, I must not be a ghoul, for I am making such a soup.
The little werewolf, so cute, crouched at Finnegan's side.
I've never heard of bone soup before, but I think I'll like it. In some places I have traveled, bone soup is considered a delicacy, Finnegan explained. Besides, this is no ordinary bone. It is magic.
Oh. He tasted the broth again and sighed.
If only there were some stewed eyeballs. With eyeballs, this soup would be very tasty.
The little werewolf tugged, bling, 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 at Finnegan's coat.
The witch has jars of those. I know she does.
And all the villagers stared at the witch, and her face turned an even brighter shade of green, which I didn't know was possible.
Yes, I do, she stammered, but they're imported.
The villagers stared at the witch until finally she gave in to the peer pressure and fetched some from her stash. The eyeballs, imported, were a fabulous addition to the soup, but soon Finnegan looked wistful. Wistful again?
If only this had some bat wings.
Artificial bat wings!
Can you imagine what flavor they would add?
The little werewolf tugged at Finnegan again. Tug, 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 tug.
The beast has cupboards full of those. I saw them myself.
Embarrassed, the beast fetched an entire box of artificial bat wings, and the wings were added, and just as Finnegan had said, their flavor was wonderful. So Finnegan continued to stir the soup, and stir the soup, and stir the soup. But he looked longingly into the cauldron. I sense a pattern.
Now, if only we had frog legs, this soup would be fit for a king.
The little werewolf, ding, 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 tugged once more on Finnegan's cloak.
The zombies have a cellar filled with those. Just ask them.
And before Finnegan could even ask, the zombie children had fetched all the frog legs they could carry. That soup is disgusting, but I respect how he's tricking everyone into giving him ingredients. Now, why is bone soup disgusting? It has almost the same ingredients as your bat stew. How dare you? What? It does. The frog legs were stirred into the broth, and soon the cauldron was bubbling with spider eggs and toenail clippings, ew, and dried mouse droppings, double ew, and dandelions. Oh, that's fine. With a final dusting of slime and sludge, the soup was declared ready. Come and get it. Of course, this soup is wonderful alone, said Finnegan, who was up to something else.
But it only takes wormy cheese, bread, and company to make it a true Halloween feast. Go! Bring your cheese, bring your bread, and your bowls so we can share this bone soup together. What a fabulous soup!
Such good flavor.
Truly fit for a king.
Oh, to think it was all made from a magic bone. And teamwork. He's a trickster. He inspires hospitality. I see. You're on Team Skeleton. I'm not. She's very sensitive today.
It's a soup competition. Bat stew is very important to her.
Green Bear, that is very insightful.
Just as cookies are to me.
And so it was that Finnegan got his Halloween feast, after all, as did all the monsters. We're having an all-out monster mash now. With a final wave to the werewolf, his new best friend, Finnegan quickly left with his eating stool, his eating spoon, and his gigantic smiling mouth. Not to mention his magical bone, which I'm starting to think has no flavor.
Unlike this cookie.
Unlike my world famous bat stew, bat stew.
Hey, that's catchy.
Don't encourage her. Bat stew.